everyone, this is Selina. Welcome back to one of my videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Selina and I release crochet tutorials and free patterns. And today I'm bringing to you this beautiful vintage crochet shawl. It's so beautiful, it's so delicate. As you can see, it features a lovely unique design, a beautiful and dainty edging, and I did use two different colors. I will be going through that in just a moment, but don't forget that the free pattern is available as always on my blog selinaveronique.com. I will be linking that in the description box. So this vintage shawl is so pretty. It's part of my Vintage Crochet Series, and all the details about the historical facts about this shawl will be available on my blog. So for this project I used 3 balls of this yarn, which is Paintbox Yarn's Simply DK, and this is a light 3 yarn. It's 100% acrylic and it comes in 100-gram balls. It's 276 meters long per ball, and I think this is shade light peach. I will be linking all the materials in the description box, so don't worry. You can also substitute this light pink yarn with Bernat Softy baby yarn if you prefer. So for the delicate and dainty edging, I did use a dark purple shade of a yarn that is called Scheepjes Colour Crafter yarn. I did have that at your hand, but you can use any DK Light 3 yarn that you prefer. And this is also 100% acrylic and obviously the same category of yarn. I will be linking a substitute in the right color also in the description box if you can't get your hands on this yarn, which is Scheepjes Colour Crafter. But yes, I also used a 4.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. I will be using US terms with British terms in brackets. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Okay, so to begin this tutorial, just go ahead and create a slip knot like this. Pop your hook through and tighten. Okay, so once you've made your slip knot, just go ahead and chain 69. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've chained less just to demonstrate the stitch, but you should have 69 chains. And once you have 69 chains, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains from the hook and place a double crochet into this chain. So let me just tighten my... So once you've located the 5th chain from the hook, just go ahead and wrap your yarn around your hook, go into the stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, take your yarn and pull through 2 loops, and take your yarn and pull through 2 loops, and this creates a double crochet, and the first chain 4 counts as a double crochet and chain space. Now chain 1, skip a stitch and go into the next with a double crochet. Now chain 1, skip a stitch, well a chain, skip a chain, sorry, and go into the next with a double crochet like so. So as you can see, our filet crochet design is appearing. Chain 1, skip a chain and go into the next with a double crochet. Chain 1, skip a chain and go into the next, and we've almost finished this row. You should have obviously a much larger row. chain 1, skip a chain and go into the last stitch, well, the last chain with a double crochet. And this is what we have for row 1, and obviously, like I just said, your first row should be a lot longer. Now for row 2, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. This counts as your first double crochet and goes with this first stitch. Turn your work. Now place a double crochet into the second stitch, which is the chain 1 from the previous row. So just go ahead and place a double crochet into that stitch and place a double crochet into the next stitch, which is the double crochet from the previous row. And for this row we are simply placing double crochets all across, including, as you can see, the chain spaces from the previous row. So just go ahead and place double crochets all across this row, including the chain 1s. So I'll just let you carry on and then I'll show you how to finish off this row. Okay, so I've almost finished row 2. As you can see, I still have 2 stitches left to place because this chain 4 from the previous row counted as a double crochet and chain space. So we will be placing a double crochet into the chain space. And we will also be placing a double crochet at the top of the chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. And this is what we have. Obviously, like I said, your rows will be a lot larger. Now for round 3, just go ahead and chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this counts as a double crochet and chain 1. Turn your work and this double crochet goes with this first stitch. Now skip the next double crochet, so skip the second stitch and go into the third stitch with a double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch and go into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch and go into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch and go into the next with a double crochet. Sorry about that. There we go. Chain 1, skip a stitch and go into the next with a double crochet, and chain 1, skip a stitch and go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. And this is row 3, and as you can see, we are alternating the filet crochet rows with the full rows, so this is very easy. So for the next rows, you are going to be, so for the next row, you will be repeating row 2, and then once you've done row 2, repeat row 3, and just go ahead and alternate row 2 and 3 until you reach 117 rows in total. So I'll just let you do this and then I'll show you what to do next. And if you need more help, don't forget you can rewind to this video and check out the written pattern available on my website, linked in the description box. Okay, so I'm back, as you can see, and I finished all of my rows, and I did finish on a filet crochet row, but this is completely optional. You can finish on a full row or a filet crochet row, whatever you prefer. So now this is what we have. I love it. I love this shawl so much. It's so elegant. And now we are going to be crocheting the border, which is going to be in this kind of purple fuchsia shade. So for this part, what I will be doing is attaching my yarn to any stitch, any of the 4 corners. So just choose a corner and attach your yarn like so. And what we are going to be doing now is placing a row of single crochets all across the 4 sides of this pattern. So to do this, pop your hook through and chain 1. This does count as your first single crochet. And now just go ahead and place a single crochet into the next stitch. And this is the chain 1 from the previous row. So just go ahead to create a single crochet, just pop your hook directly through, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, take your yarn and pull through 2 loops. Now go into the next stitch with a single crochet again, and into the next stitch with a single crochet, and just go into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row. I just want to point out that a single crochet edging has a tendency to tighten projects. So single crochets have a tendency to tighten the border. So if you have a tight tension, I definitely recommend going up half a crochet size. So here we are using a 4.5mm crochet hook. You could definitely switch to a 5mm crochet hook. You don't have to. I'm not necessarily going to for this project, but this is definitely something that you can do. Okay, so I actually went all the way around. I forgot to film once I arrived at the first corner, but never mind. What I did when I reached the first corner was just carry on with this pattern normally, and then I just started crocheting along the longer side, which is also the row side. And the only thing I want to say about this part is that this is the row part, meaning that there is no specific stitch into which you will be crocheting, so just make sure you space out your single crochets across evenly. And then I've gone all across the 4 sides, and then when I reached the first corner where we began, so I just I'll show you. I'll just undo this last stitch. I placed, so just a second, I placed I'm going to be placing my last single crochet into the corner here, and then I'm simply going to be slip stitching through the first single crochet that we made. And this is row 1 of this edging. And now I'm going to show you row 2. So to begin row 2, I hope you can see, this may be too close. So to begin row 2, just chain 1. This is a turning chain, it doesn't count as a stitch. Go into the first single crochet from the previous row with a single crochet once again, and now chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, skip 1, 2, 3 stitches from the previous row and go into the next with a single crochet like this. Now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and skip 1, 2 and 3 stitches and go into the next with a single crochet. and chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and go into the next with a single crochet, and just carry on doing this all the way across until you reach the last four stitches here. So go all across the 4 sides, and then I'll show you what to do to finish off this row 2. Okay, so I've almost finished. I might just zoom in a tiny bit more. I've got 3 stitches from the previous row left. I'm going to be chaining 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I'm going to go back into, so I'm skipping 1, 2, 3 stitches, and I'm going directly into this stitch, which is the first double crochet from this row, and I'm slip stitching like so. And this is what we have. I hope you can see. So I finished this row. I love how it looks. And now for row 3, it's very simple. You are chaining 1, placing a single crochet into this stitch here. I apologize, the weather's extremely bad here in England. So if you can hear the wind, I apologize. I've put on all my lights to film because it's so grey. But anyway, I apologize if you hear any noise. So I've placed a single crochet here. And now for row 3, we are chaining 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and we are going to be skipping this arc from the previous row and going directly into the single crochet from the previous row with another single crochet like so. So we're placing a second arc on top of the first, if that makes sense. Now chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and once again skip this arc and go into the single crochet from the previous row, and just repeat this pattern until you go all the way around once again, and then I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone all the way around, and I'm going to try and show you the end as best I can. I only have 1 arc to finish, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to be slip stitching through the single crochet from the previous row and pulling my yarn through. I fastened off already. So I'm creating a knot, and now I just need to fasten in my loose ends. So let me just de-zoom. So this is what we have. I love this shawl. It's so pretty. It's so delicate. Don't forget to go on my website for more photos. Let me know what you think of this beautiful vintage shawl. I absolutely adore it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.